Hey YouTube, so if you haven't seen the title already, this is going to be me talking about my Vector Cutco experience. So to start off, I am a 19-year-old sophomore going to the University of Missouri at Mizzou. So I, therefore am a college student. And if you haven't heard of Vector marketing or, Cutco as a whole, it's pretty much a company that advertises and markets Cutco, which is a brand of cutlery and kitchenware and all that other stuff. So a lot of people have said this company is a pyramid scam, which a pyramid scam pretty much means that they target a specific group of audience and they deceive people just to make funds. So, that's not the exact definition, but it's, pretty close enough. But anyways, this is going to be me talking about my personal experience, as it says, in the title of this video. And also, this is my first real YouTube video on YouTube, so don't harsh me too much about what the video looks like because I'm not editing it. I just wanted to share my personal experience with this company and how, in my opinion, they are a scam. Granted, there are multiple other videos out there that you can search on YouTube or many articles you can find about the company about how they may or may not be a scam. But, to every person it's different, and I just wanted to make this video to kind of let people know the situation and what they should watch out for. So, first of all, to start off, I first saw this company in an ad because a girl in my chemistry group me chat, she posted this ad that was like, oh, come apply to Cutco for $17 an hour doing a sales job. Just very vague, right? It said, you'd get $17 an hour, that sort of thing, right? So, of course, being a college student, you want to make $17 per hour. All of the other jobs I've had, I make $10. That's the most I've had, a job that makes me $10 at most. And currently, because of the pandemic, I'm a DoorDash driver, so, I tend to make more towards $12 to $15 depending on the day and kind of how the time is with people making orders and that sort of thing. So let me know down below if you think I should make a video talking about DoorDash and the experience working there so far, and if you should become a DoorDash driver, because I would be glad to make one, but just let me know down in the comments if you'd want a video like that. But anyways, so this job, I saw in an advertisement, and I immediately hit the girl up who posted it in our group me, and I go, hey, I see that you are hiring. This job seems really interesting. Tell me, a little bit more about it. She's like, yeah, so it's, it's a sales position, and I could tell my manager Noah about you. And I was like, okay, cool, sweet, cool. I would love to, start this job because, I'm trying to make as much money as possible over winter break, that sort of thing, right? So anyways, pretty much what happened after that was I took this little Google survey form where I filled out information about myself, and then the guy texted me. He's like, hey, Mike, all these other things. He's like, could you go on a call with me for an hour? And I was like, I'm kind of busy with my family right now because at the time I was I was doing things with my family. So I was like, no, I kind of can't, sorry. And he was like, okay, no problem, that's fine, I'm gonna, schedule you for an interview on Tuesday at this specific time. Does that work? And I was like, yeah, that works, that works. And then, he didn't tell me that it was a group, a group interview, because I've seen a bunch of other videos where people are like, yeah, it's a group interview, and they never told me. But that's what happened to me. They never told me it was going to be a group interview because it was a Zoom call. I go on at the time that they had me set for. I go on the Zoom call, and yeah, it was a group interview with 12 other people. And they, it was this, the guy who was hiring the people, it was him talking. And yeah, so it was him talking. And he was, pretty much already from the start just trying to advertise, their company, Vector as a marketing, and, Cutco, just for their cutlery as the best, right? The best products out there, whatever, right? So they were already marketing their company off as the best from the start. And it was pretty much sitting through an advertisement the entire time about why we should work for their company. Anyways, what ended up happening was he went on and on about this company, how great it was, how great their knives were, how it could cut through leather, pennies, all the other things, which is why would you need to know that? We need knives to cut up food, not to, whatever. It was just really strange. But anyways, then he made us fill out a bunch of these questions about why we wanted the job, why we thought we were going to be good for the company, all these other things, right? So then he was like, I'm going to call each one of you individually, and I'm going to have, like, around, 5-10 minute conversation with you guys. And we're very selective. They made it very clear that they were very selective about their hiring process, and that they didn't hire just anybody, and they only hired people that they saw that had specific leadership skills and that could take their company to the next level. So then, I wait about half an hour, and then I get a call. And, he asked me some questions, and a lot of them were pretty much based around the fact that, oh, how do you think that your major will fit into, this job, in the sense where, how do you think this job will help you, with your future career, and how could you yourself improve this company, and like, what are you like, how would you describe yourself? So kind of questions that you would normally see in an interview, but not completely. A lot of them were just more derived around, how are you going to make our company better, which a lot of other companies have had in the past. And I worked at McDonald's, and it was a nightmare. I quit because it was a horrible experience. But working at McDonald's, they never asked me, oh, how are you going to improve our company, how are you going to make our company better? So this company just really asked a lot of those questions, and I kind of gave the same answers because it was pretty much asking the same thing over and over again, right? But anyways, after that call, he told us, after every interview, I'm going to tell you straight up if you got the job or not, which I was nervous for, because, when I applied like 3-4 weeks ago to this job, I was like, I need money. I need to make as much money as possible. In DoorDash, I can still make the same amount of money that I was hoping to make by the end of winter break, but I just don't want to have to drive around and spend that much gas. But I'm okay with doing it because, I honestly have really liked DoorDash and how, custom is to working around my schedule and stuff like that. But anyways, so with this job, I immediately got the job. He told me right after the interviews, like, I see you have these things about you, you seem to be, a very charismatic person, very positive, you seem to just light up the room, and that you're very, good with people skills, which personally I get very anxious sometimes, so that's not entirely true. But yeah, just, besides that point, like, he hired me, and I was super excited. I told my mom about it, that sort of thing. And, my parents were very skeptical about it at first, which, any parent would be with this sort of job. And I, heard from some friends that, oh yeah, it's a pyramid scheme, don't do it, like, whatever. And I didn't believe them because they hadn't gotten involved. Like, my friends, they heard about it being a scam, but they didn't actually have experience. So, I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna try it out. So then, after this phone call, he told me that there was going to be a training next, a week from when this, interview phone call was. And he said the training from during the interview phone call, that the training itself was going to be 3 days, over Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so over a whole weekend period. And it was going to be like Friday from like 12 to 5, Saturday from 10 to 5, and then like Sunday from 10 to 4. And and here's the funny thing, it's not paid. Like, this training, this entire weekend where you pretty much spend the majority of each day doing this training, which I'll get to the training portion later, but it was not paid at all. And you're wasting that much time over an entire weekend to train for something that you don't even know necessarily what you're entirely training for. Like, yes, you know that you're applying for a sales position and that you're probably going to do something regarding selling whatever they're trying to sell, like product-wise, but they never went over what specifically you were going to be doing and how you were going to be doing it. Granted, they said it was going to be fully online, but they didn't disclose how they were going to market to people, right? So that's where things get interesting from there, because, then, over this past weekend, because it's Monday right now, over this past weekend was training. And so I was super excited. Like I said, they had advertised, and that's the thing, they had advertised over and over again about how you would be making a shit ton of money. They were pretty much like, you're going to work with us, you're going to make so much money, you're going to, there are people who made like $13,000 within like a month and a half time span, or even somebody who made like $20,000 over the, like the entirety of last summer. So they were just going on and on about how you work with us, you'll make money, you'll be successful, right? That sort of thing, right? And they never said anything about, the cons of it, or they were never realistic in the sense where they were like, okay, if you don't know as many people, or if you don't necessarily have the best people skills, this might not be the job for you, or you won't make as much money as you want to. But genuinely, straight up, from other videos that I've seen, if you want this job to be your full-time job, if you want this job to be your job, your long-term career sort of job, this is not the job for you. I wouldn't even recommend getting an interview or signing up for this company, period. And because I, like myself, I fell for the trap of being a college student, being desperate to make a ton of money, as we all are, because, we're all broke out here. We're all broke. Anyways, I was susceptible. I fell for the job because I wanted to make money, and that $17 base pay looked really interesting to me. And that's the thing. It wasn't per hour. It was per base pay, which, like I said, I'll get into this once I get into the training, how they kind of explained everything. But yeah, so Friday was the first day, and I only went for the first day because after that I was like, I'm not doing this. Like, no. So, first day, Friday, right? Woke up, took a shower, wore a button-down shirt because they were like, your requirements from waist up is wearing like, a button-down shirt with a collar, and then waist down can be comfortable, which I was like, okay, whatever. It's not like people are going to be seeing us anyways, or, even if they are over Zoom, do you really think they care? Probably not, but, to each of their own. Anyways, so Friday, right, started at 12, ended at 5, and every hour we only got 10-minute breaks. 10-minute breaks, which, like, that's enough for me to go to the bathroom, maybe get a snack and something to drink, but that's it. Like, for 5 hours staring at a computer screen, like, my eyes hurt so bad. Like, I've played video games before, like Call of Duty, where I played for like 6 straight hours, right? And then my eyes are like straining because they're super burned. But this was like an entirely different sort of feeling. Like, it was similar, but it just hurt so bad. You know what I mean? So anyways, it just freaking sucked. And like I said, they only give 10 minutes per hour, which sucked as well. And the training, they could have explained it easily within probably like an hour time span, but they prolonged it because for 3 of the hours was just them talking about their company, boosting it up, showing the presentation that we would have to show to the customers, which the presentations themselves, they said, would take 45 minutes to an hour. And the base pay, like I said previously, the base pay is $18 per hour. And it's not per hour, sorry. It's based $18 per appointment. So it's not per hour, which most jobs do per hour, which just in general, I think is very strange how they do it per appointment. But I don't know if that's how sales jobs work because I've never done sales before. So this may just be something new to me that I'm not aware of. But anyways, this $18 per appointment. So every appointment that you make with somebody, rather they buy the product or not, you get that $17, $18 base pay for that appointment, right? But then they also have commissions that you make off of people buying the product. So if they do happen to buy the product and you make commission sales off of it, you will be getting the pay that's higher. So if your commission sales are higher than the base pay you made for that week, which, by the way, the pay is every week on Friday. So if your commission pay was higher than your base pay that week, you'd get the commission pay instead of the base pay, right? So, it seemed so good, right? It seems too good to be true. And like I said, I fell for it, which, I'm susceptible, so that's just me. But yeah, so after that entire training session of them, talking about the company, marketing and selling off the company for their products, being like, we have the best products, showing them cut through pennies and leather and all these other things. They told us how we had 3 assignments to do that we had to get done for the next day, on Saturday for the second day of training. They were like, so the first one, we want you to get as many contacts, phone numbers in this app that they had for you to use for for having recommended people to start off practicing with, because they wanted you to practice with making sales and practicing the presentation that they had since everything was online because of COVID, right? Like they wanted you to practice with somebody that you knew, rather a family member, a friend, a family member's friend, or a close family, a family friend, those sort of things, right? So they wanted you to practice with people that you knew. I thought that it was just going to be like, oh, we're just practicing with those people and then we're actually going to get recommended people. No, you yourself have to go out and find people from the minute that you start the job. They will not give you recommendations unless you actually are like struggling on the, or unless you're actually doing really good in the company and they're like, oh, okay, like here's some people that I think you can make really good sales off of, something like that. But you yourself are the one that are going out and actively looking for people, not the other way around. So for me, with COVID, with people losing their jobs, with that sort of thing, it was very hard for me to be able to find people that were willing to sit through my presentation, let alone buy something. Because of course, no matter what, you're still getting the base pay per appointment, right? But in reality, with this sort of job, in order to be successful, you need to make that commission sale, right? So if you don't make that commission sale, you're not going to be making very much money, which is why I said if you're doing this job for a full-time job or expecting it to make a bunch of money, don't do this job because it's not guaranteed money. Like, yes, base pay per appointment is guaranteed, but the commission sales, the sort of money that you want to be making when you hear this job, it's not guaranteed, right? So that's why this job definitely is a scam to me, and it's not a scam because I didn't know it was $18 per appointment instead of hour. I knew that. It was more so just the fact that they had marketed as if they were going to help you with recommendations and how nothing was going to be forced on people and how the $18 is there, so even if you don't make sales, you have that guaranteed money there, right? But like I said, you're not going to be profitable that way. You're not going to make any money through this job in that way at all. So, they expect you entirely to go out and find people on your own, which for me, they literally said, have at least 60 people, 60 contacts, rather from, your friends' parents of people that they know, your parents and people they know, their coworkers, all these other things, right? And a lot of these people, especially for sales like this, they do not want to just be giving out their information for people that you don't know because it's uncomfortable. Like if someone came up to you and said, hey, I need to ask your mom if she can sit through a presentation that's 45 minutes to an hour, and then ask her for people that she knows information that are complete strangers to me. Like, that's like, nobody wants to do that. Like that's uncomfortable, right? That's not a comfortable situation. So anyways, as we progress through this, after, the training was done, also sorry for the background, like, it's my dogs and, I'm at home, so of course the sound isn't going to be everything. But anyways, so with this job, as the training progressed, after it was over, I was trying to get my parents and my friends to give me their contact information for their parents and their parents' friends and all that other things. And it was very hard, right? Because some people, weren't going to buy it because it's $200-$300, right? So, some people weren't going to buy it already. I knew just in general, my parents didn't know a lot of people. And even if they did, obviously those other people weren't going to be comfortable to give me contact information to people I didn't know, right? So it's not a profitable job, at least not for me and for a lot of people where I've not only read reviews online for, but also seen other YouTube videos about. So after that, I pretty much was like, okay, this job is not going to work out for me. And I felt bad because, the manager who hired me and also this other manager in my department who had talked to me had made it seem like I was going to be this great prodigy and like, I was, this and that, like I was such a great dude and how they want me to succeed and how they're going to work with me to do their best, right? But I texted my, the guy who hired me. I was like, hey, so this job's not going to work out for me. I'm sorry. Have a good holidays, whatever. And of course I felt bad for doing it because I'm the sort of person where if someone sees potential in me and I kind of let them down because of something I can't control or because of, my parents, which I take their opinion very seriously, I feel really bad about it, right? So the guy never texted me back. And I obviously didn't go to the second day of training or the third day of training, which honestly should have told them already that I wasn't going to be there and that I, wasn't going to take this job. But just in general, the fact that I texted the guy who hired me and he never got back to me says a lot about how they value their people, especially the ones that they hire. So they don't care about you. They only care about you as a number. And, as I said when I first started the video, they said they were very selective with the people that they hired. They had 45 other trainees with me during training in my department. And I was like, okay, if you're selective, why is there like 45 other people other than me? You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, if you're so selective, like, I don't know. It's just weird. And people have been posting their advertisements all over the place. So it's just very strange how they would, the way that they target people and say that they're so selective, but yet they want to hire as much people as possible. So it's just a job to me that definitely is a scam. And it's funny because they literally pay for advertisements about people saying that they're a scam, but them saying that they're not a scam and to apply to their company to find out if they're a scam or not. Like, that's weird. Like, that definitely seems like they're trying to cover up some shady shit in their business. And there's also, I forgot this YouTuber's name, but forgive me, but it's a 30-minute video from this woman who, it's like an animated video, and it goes in depth about how she, knows that this company is a scam, and she digs up articles, she digs up reviews, she digs up all these other things, including lawsuits about this business from people who've had horrible experiences just like me and from multiple other people. And so, yeah, overall, that's how this story went with my experience. And I also quickly am going to talk about my friend's experience who actually got into it and did it. So she did this job over the summer because same thing, she kind of thought it was going to be a good job opportunity, $17 an hour, right? So she wanted to do the job because it seemed like a great opportunity. Once she got into the job, she had weekly meetings that she had to go to. The manager was up her ass all the time about, her to make more sales and her to push herself to do more sales. And like I said, because you are out there trying to find people and that they are relying on you to talk to family members, friends, talk to those, friends, family members, and etc. to get recommendations and to make money, like, you just feel really bad because even though they say that you don't have that person that you have a presentation with, that they don't have to buy anything, you are still pressuring them. You are still pressuring them, their family members, and those, family members of people that they know to buy something because they, sat down and listened to your presentation. Right? So anyways, my friend just felt really pressured and her manager wouldn't get off her ass about making more sales and stuff like that. So then my friend one day finally was like, I'm going to quit. Like, I quit. I'm done. Not just because your company is a scam, but also because every paycheck I've gotten has always been less than what I was supposed to get. So that's another reason why this company is a scam. And not only that, but their training manual, they make you print out, and it's 36 pages. It's 36 pages, and they tell you to print specific pages out. And I was reading over the manual, and they go over how this manual and this training course is talked about in college courses for business when that actually has been proven false. And I'm going to link down below that woman that I was talking about with her YouTube video, because she also mentions how, this company has said about how they're like the most raved about like training techniques in the company for like one of the best businesses to get hired for in their training process, but it was proven wrong. So I'm going to put, like I said, I'm going to put her link in the bio to go check it out because it's a really good video that goes more into depth, way more than me. And this video has already been dragging on for a super long time. But essentially, my friend quit. And after she quit, even they would not leave her alone. They kept calling her. They kept contacting her. And like I said, they messed up her paychecks. And she just felt bad that she was practically forcing people she knew to buy her, to buy their products in order to make her money. And so going back to the manual real quick, and this is going to be something I'm going to wrap up on before I completely just end the video. But anyways, with this manual, they have a script that you follow when you do these presentations, okay? And like I said previously as well, after the first day of training, they want you to make at least 30, but 60 plus would be better, as they say, for contact information, because the second day of training, they said, is when they will get you to make practice appointments with people. And then Sunday, the third day of training right after, is when they'll start you right away with starting to make money and with talking to people, right? So with the manual, I was reading it through before the first day of training, and you are forcing people. There's no way you are not forcing people, because there are many lines in that manual for the script that you have to read off that say something in the regards like, oh, I'm a college student with this job because I'm trying to make money, or I'm trying to get a good experience, or I'm trying to, have something on my resume that stands out, right? So you're pretty much trying to get that person to buy from you and to sit through your interview, like sit through your appointment, your presentation, because, oh, you're a college student and you need help, or, oh, I'm a college student and I need money. So they say, they market that you're not forcing anybody to buy anything, but with the script that you have to read through to do these practice presentations, and eventually to read this script with real customers, which, like I said, are people that you are practically saying to them that I'm a college student who needs help, buy these products so you help me out. That's what a lot of the script has in terms of, presenting yourself as a person. And I hate to make people feel like they're buying things. So yeah, overall, this is not a good company. I recommend staying away. Rather you got a letter, rather you got recommended from a friend, or rather like me, you found the advertisement from a friend, because overall it's not worth it. But yeah, so this video definitely dragged on. I hope whoever watches it that this helps a lot of you out. And I thank you. Feel free to subscribe or leave comments about your experience. And like I said, I will leave video links in my bio over the videos that you should watch if you want additional information apart from my experience. But yeah, overall, thank you. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. And overall, have a good day.